Hello, my very sweet friends. Always a pleasure to be here with you guys. Oh my gosh, today is Tuesday. So today I was like, spontaneous. I was like, man, I feel like looking good today. I'm gonna put on a cute fit. I'm gonna put on some makeup, blah. Then I was preparing for this. And I was like, why don't just record it since you already have your makeup on? So here I am. So today, as you can tell by the topic, today's topic is prepare to pivot. I think this is so profound because I think a lot of us, we have this ideal life setup, including myself, because I'm a planner. Are you a planner? Because I'm a planner. Y'all know I'm a planner. I plan everything to the T. I like surprises, but not surprises within my life, if that makes sense. So everything we love to have planned out to the T, which is fine, which is cool, which is collected. But honestly, life, it don't always work out like that. So here today we're talking about being prepared to pivot. I am so thankful that you're here. So excited that you're here. If I didn't say this before, my name is Chanel. Love it. Okay, let's get into this. I don't know why I said bye, knowing that y'all would be like right back. But anyway, here we are. So prepare to pivot. One of the websites said a turning point, and I love that because I feel like in life sometimes you might be going in that direction and you are heading there with all the confidence in the world that God has sent you there. He has sent you there. Or whoever sent you but you are so sure that that is where you're supposed to be, and you going, you're marching, and then a little roadblock, a little stumbling block coming, and God is like, actually, I wanted you that way. So I need you to, first of all, turn completely back around and go exactly where you just came from, but also go a little further because I didn't want you over here. I wanted you that way, but you thought you was going to be over here. So be prepared to pivot, a complete turning point. So that's what we're talking about today. And the thing is, especially for us in our 20s, especially if you're a young teen, wherever you are in your life, even if you're in your 50s watching this, the thing is, if you are alive, God is not done with you. So the thing is, in all aspects of your life, you need to be prepared to pivot and understand that God is sovereign. He is in complete control. So when he says move, you move. Like, you don't ask questions. You don't debate. I know a lot of us like to debate. We like to be like Jonah, and we like to run. And then we end up in the belly of the whale, and we're like, man, this is a crisis, eh? What brought this on? Hey, what brought on this storm that we're in? I'm in a fish right now, and we are completely lost. We are like questioning how we got there. But the thing is, we knew where we were supposed to go. Now, for some of us, like I said, if you had a plan and you actually thought this plan was from God, like I said, be flexible and be prepared to pivot, because I think that is so important, especially in our walk with God. Because the thing is, sometimes God may not give us the whole the whole end goal, because we might not be able to handle it. If the Lord had told me, because I thought I was going to Dallas. Everyone knows that. I thought I was going to be in Dallas, living it up. Dallas girl. Bam. So I came here to visit a friend because, like I said, I thought I was going to be moving to Dallas. I was like, okay, God, here we go. We're going to Dallas. Let's visit staff. It's going to be fine. If the Lord had told me, if he had said, Deshna, go to Dallas, but you don't really go into Dallas. Like, go to Houston, but you don't really go in there. You like go in there to visit, and you would be there for a few days. I'd have said, no, God, how long you want to be there? I said, I don't think I go there. I ain't go there because, God, you want me just chilling in Stephanie's house for how many months? 6. Hey, just chilling there, just chilling. God, you just want me to chill. God, you didn't make me a chiller. I'm not a chiller. I'm a goer. But you want me to chill? Okay, what if I stay in Arkansas? What if I stay here? Take a job that I don't want, but at least I won't be chilling. So the thing is, like I said, God couldn't give me all the information, because let me tell you where I would have been. I would have been in Arkansas. I would have been working for a job I don't want, but I wouldn't have been chilling. And the thing is, There's a whole thing I had to go through, a whole realization that I had to go through. But the thing is, what I learned now, after all my ups and downs and what I always talk about the ups and downs, the woes is me, the moments, the highs, the lows. I needed to be prepared to pivot. Every week I told my friends, Stephanie, I'm leaving this week. Stephanie would look at me. Say, yeah, I could be out here. I could be out here before they leave. Yeah, I'm gonna be out here. Person go come, the person come, the person gone. I still sitting there and looking. Okay, before this, I go, yeah. So thankfully, her parents are the nicest people on the earth because I'm still here because I had to be prepared to pivot. And an example of that from the Bible. Let's go to the Bible because Deshna still don't know what's going on in her life, but at least we know these men. We know their end. We know their story. So let's talk about Saul. Let's talk about Saul. Paul. Okay, Paul, who used to be known as Saul, okay? So think about this. Saul headed to Damascus. He about to persecute who? All of the Christians. He about to chop heads off. He about to shoot guns. They had no guns back then, but you know, he about to terrorize every Christian that he finds. He don't care if you're a woman, goat, man. He don't care if you're a woman, man, or a billy goat. He is going to persecute you if you profess the name of Christ. So Paul is there. He's going. And he said, hold on. Y'all have to start the video because I get confused with his name. His name is Paul. His name is Paul right now. But he was Saul, okay? He used to be called Saul. So Saul is going to Damascus, right? And then Jesus showed up and Jesus was like, Saul, why do you persecute me? And Saul was like, what? And Jesus was like, you can't be doing this no more. I'm going to need you to go. And I'm going to need you to now preach my word, spread my name, and, you know, spread the gospel to people. And first of all, Saul was blind. So he was blind. So with that being said, not only was he had to be prepared to pivot, he had to be prepared to now be led by other people. But that's a whole another story, a topic for another day. And you know, as a profound something that we'll talk about a little later. But he had to be, so basically, like I said, this man was going to what? He thought his purpose, he thought his drive, he thought the reason he was put on earth was to tell people who are Christians that they are wrong. And if you ain't a Jew, it's out with you. This is the customs we've always been taught. This is the thing we're supposed to follow. This is who we are. This is the thing is, and the thing is, like, I know it's like, you know, a lot of times we like to say, oh, he wasn't a Christian. But the thing is, some people believe that that is their purpose. He believed that that was his God ordained purpose for his life. But God was like, no, that is not what I sent you here to do. I actually want you, because you're wrong. I want you to now profess my son's name. And guess what he had to do? He had to be prepared to what? To pivot, to make a complete turnaround. First of all, that's embarrassing. Because how you telling me all what I thought what I was doing was completely wrong? So now I gotta go out there. Hi, actually, my name, not Saul anymore, Paul. Please call me by Paul. Secondly, I was wrong. All the things I did in the past, completely wrong. The people I killed, wrong. Sorry. But actually, this is right. I understand that this is embarrassing for me. And y'all might be looking at me like, this person is crazy. But I was wrong. And I'm sorry. So it's like you have to, so a lot of times we don't like to do other things that we thought were, you know what I mean? We don't want to change the plans because we believe, oh, people looking at us, oh, it could be embarrassing. Think about Saul. Saul was like, when I say completely wrong. But anyway, so let's wrap this up. Let's focus for a moment. But it's like, first of all, like I said, he was going there thinking that that was his plan, and God met him and said, actually, no, this is what I want you to do. And he, in that moment, yes, he pivoted. He had his turning point. He made a complete 360, changed his name, changed his character, and became a humble servant of Christ, knowing that it is his mission to what? To spread the gospel. The thing that he thought he was meant to block at all costs, he was now spreading and bringing awareness to and writing writing things that we as Christians today really like sit down and resonate on and meditate on, and you know, we let guide us, like, is the word of God. So that number one, that says that we have to be prepared in any aspect of our lives, no matter what we think or no matter what our traditions are, because a lot of times we believe, oh, tradition is this way, or what we taught, or what our parents really beat into us with a stick. My parents didn't beat me with a stick. Mom and Dad, I love y'all. I don't know why I use that example, but y'all get the idea. It's very dramatic. But yeah, the things that we were taught are the things that our ancestors and all these people did. We believe that that is the right way, and sometimes God is there to tell us, like, actually, this is what I want you to do. This is what your purpose, this is who you are, and you have to break that. And that is hard because number one, you feel like you're letting down other people. Because I know, like, if for instance, I don't know if Paul Saul's mother was alive, but if his mom was alive, her mom was like, that is not my good Jewish son. No. But he had to say, Mom, I'm sorry, but this is the way. And hopefully he was able to like convince her and also bring her to Christ. But the thing is, like I said, he had to, a lot of people, I saw all of his boys, all of his friends who were like, yeah, my boy Saul going to Damascus to kill all the Christians. All of them were let down, but we are not here to please man or to make them happy or to figure out or to be liked by them. We are here to please God, because only what is done for the kingdom will last. And I think, and the thing is, think about Saul, like I said, yeah, we might be like, oh, he wasn't a Christian. But at the end of the day, he was a very dedicated Jew. So he was like, I don't know, the Christian equivalent of the Jew, but he was one of them. So he let down a lot of people, or a lot of people who was like his ride or dies thing. I mean, he had to probably to break. Hopefully he was able to convert them or really talk with them or talk it through with them. But a lot of times he probably let down a lot of them and they were disappointed. People probably lost a lot of friends. All the girls who was interested in him, they probably was like, dang, so gone. We don't want him no more, So be prepared to pivot no matter what you lose. I sure he was all the money or the people the jobs he had, who knows? But no matter what you lose, know that God is in control of your life and his plan is greater. Another person in the story had to be prepared to pivot. Ananias, a good servant of the Lord, a good prophet, sitting down, minding his own business. And the Lord called out to him. And the Lord said, Ananias, I might need you to go and heal Saul's eyes. He's coming there and he was like, Ananias was like, Lord, did you hear? I read about this guy. I heard about this guy. Like, he's, not a good guy. Are you sure? And God was like, yeah. And guess what? Ananias, I'm sure he did not want to go. I'm sorry. But if I hear people, like, for instance, if someone was telling me that they're killing all the black people, think I go there and want to go and say, oh, yes, let me help you. No, but the thing is, because Ananias was a Christian and everyone knew that. He was like, Lord, suppose I go and I make him see, but then he killed me, So it's like, you have to be prepared to be flexible and be knowing that God is in control and his plan for you is greater. And both of these men in this story were prepared to pivot in that moment. So be flexible. We're in our 20s. We're young. We believe we know it all, but we don't. We don't. And that is okay. I believe even sometimes in your 30s, you won't know it all. 40s, you won't know it all. You can have an 18-year-old child and guess what? You still don't know it all. And I think the sooner we realize that we will always be dependent on the Lord and we always need to be prepared to pivot, our lives will be much easier because there will be less friction, less tension, and less time wasted. Because if someone tell you, if you're walking down the street and someone say, actually, you're going the wrong way and you keep going the wrong way, guess what? You're wasting time. You're wasting time. You're wasting gas money, resources. Someone say, oh, you're trying to get to Moors? Yeah, you're going in the wrong direction. They say, nah, my mother told me to go this way. Sally told me to go this way. And John told me to go this way. So I'm going to keep going this way. And you go 2 more hours, you go in that direction. And then someone else meets you, say, you going where? Yeah, you going in the wrong direction. You say, I'm not. And I'm going to keep going. You're wasting all this time going when immediately if you buck that first person, they say, oh, you're going in the wrong direction. You turn them out. Your turning point. You were prepared to pivot knowing that you don't have all the answers. You could have been at your destination, sitting down, drinking a cool beverage, a nice lemonade, a nice iced tea, mix them together, get an Arnold Palmer. I don't know whatever you prefer, but it's just the fact that you are prepared to pivot, knowing that you had to be flexible, knowing that you didn't have all the resources that you thought you had, or this person or this place was wiser than you, as God is definitely 1000% wiser than us. So be prepared to pivot. I wrote down a few people, just a few examples of people that I thought reflected pivoting, child grammar in the Bahamas. So Abraham, think about it. Abraham now, I know if that worked. Anyway, sorry guys. So Abraham now, think about it. God told him he would be the father of many nations. He had one son and the Lord said, kill your son. Abraham took him up. Abraham was prepared to pivot. Joseph, the Lord told him, the Lord said, you are going to, give him a dream. And he saw the dream that his brothers were bowing down to him. He saw, obviously he had high power. He knew that he was meant for greatness. Where he ended up in a ditch Where he ended up in a dungeon, he was prepared to pivot. And did he not grumble? Did he not stumble? He was like a servant at one point, like all these different things, but he was prepared to pivot. He obviously knew that in this season, God had him there to a reason to really own the skill. We talked about being prepared in the pit for our first episode in the Girl I Needed podcast. So if you haven't checked out my podcast, please check it out because it's good. It's a lot of talking, but it's good. Queen Esther, my girl, we talked about her a few months back, but Queen Esther was prepared to pivot. Number one, Mordecai told her, said, don't tell them people you're a Jew. And now Mordecai telling me I gotta go there and speak for the Jews. Make up your mind, uncle. But she was prepared to pivot. And not only was she prepared to pivot, she was also prepared to fast. She was also prepared to really do what she needed to do, to really hear from God, to really know what God wanted her to do. So be prepared to pivot, be flexible. Because if someone tell me, say, don't tell the people I'm a Jew, and then they say, actually, I want you to represent Jew, I can say, nah, you mix up. I listen, you know more. I'm just joking. I wouldn't do that. But it's like, I feel like a lot of us would. We'd be like, these are the same people who tell me, don't tell. And now you telling me you want me to represent? I'm supposed to kill me, you know? So a lot of times, but Esther, my girl, fearless. She fasted. She told everyone to fast, but she was prepared to pivot. Another person, Ruth. Ruth's girl, married probably in her prime of life, lost her husband. Dang. Gotta be prepared to pivot. Her Naomi, and guess what she did? She didn't just sit in Naomi and looked up at y'all know I love to talk about the women of the Bible, but she don't sit in Naomi's house and be like, dang, Naomi, we could stop because we lost all of our husbands. You lost all of your sons, so we just gonna lay here and die. No, she was prepared to pivot. And yeah, they may have been wealthy where they were, or what have you, a good off where she didn't have to work, but she was ready to get her hands dirty and go and pick up what it is. Pick up the crops? I don't, Lord have mercy. Pick up the things that she needed to be recognized by Boaz. Because guess what? She was in Naomi's house laying out saying, bye Naomi, we dead. Boaz would never see her. And she would never get what she needed and then be in a well-off place where she was. So she was prepared to pivot. She was prepared to work. I mentioned Joseph already, but these are just a few representation of a lot of people in the Bible who were readily prepared to pivot. Life happens. It happened to me. It will happen to you if it hasn't happened yet. But a lot of times we go through a lot of things, a lot of different seasons, and a lot of times our plans don't tend to go our way. But you and I, we will be what? We will be prepared to pivot. We will have our turning points. We will be humble. We will be flexible. We will go to God and pray, and we will go to God and fast, and we will do all the things that we need to do to really hear from God, to really be a reflection of what it's like to live a life that's pleasing to the Lord, or pleasing to Christ, a life fully dedicated to Christ. Because we don't want to be telling people we're fully dedicated to Christ, and when God says move, like, actually, Lord, I don't want to go. I don't want to do that. That seems like I'm moving backwards, because sometimes you had to leave to learn a skill or two to really go back to make the place that you came from better. But it takes you being flexible. It takes you being prepared to pivot. It takes you being that person that God can rely on, that instrument that he can use. So be blessed today. Be prepared to pivot. It's okay to not know it all. I don't know it all. Thank God I don't, because if I had all the answers, we would be messed up. If everyone had to say, do you know the I'd say, dang, I don't know, I don't know. But nobody really knows all the answers, and that's okay. But I do know a guy who does. His name is Jesus. His name is God the Father. His name is the Holy Spirit. And you can go to him, and you can have that relationship with him. And he can tell you what you need as you are prepared to receive that information. But that takes, number one, being able to understand that he is sovereign. And number two, being flexible. And number three, being prepared to pivot. Thanks so much for making it to the end of this video. I hope you enjoy it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you so much. Oh my gosh, this is the last episode of the Girl I Need a Podcast for season 1. We made it to 10 episodes, and I can't believe it. And the thing is, another thing, talking about being prepared to pivot, the reason this podcast even started is because I had a lot of free time on my hands. So you never know, like I would probably never even began this podcast. I wasn't going to start this podcast if God didn't have me in this season of just being, like I always tell people, chilling, just straight chilling, enjoying life. This is like a life. A stay-at-home daughter, highly recommend. Highly recommended. 10 out of 10. But guys, like, yeah, so thank you for, if you have watched the Girl I Need if you have listened to the Girl I Need a podcast episode, any episode, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing it. Please remember to share it. I also forgot that I ever say this, but I should start saying it. You can follow me on Instagram at Daishna Raquel. It's the same name as my YouTube channel, but I need to start saying that a bit more. So the Girl I Need a podcast, link in the description, Daishna Raquel, link somewhere, and all the good things. But thank you so much for listening. Love you lots. Happy Sunday. Have the best week. See you next week. Bye, girl.